Namaste and welcome to Shanti Peace Yoga. This is a quick practice to stretch our bodies after a long day's work. You won't even need a mat today, but you will need to be somewhere with a solid wall. Let's begin. Facing the wall, standing at arm's length away. Widen your stance and walk your hands up the wall, allowing your palms to come flat to the surface and your chest to lower. Our intention is to stretch our shoulders and open our chest. So you can stay here or slide further down the wall and allow your hips to pull back. Keep your head and neck relaxed between your arms and make sure your shoulders are sliding down your back. Stay here for a few more breaths. Take one more inhale to gently lift your head and chest back upright, and exhale. Release your hands down and heel-toe your feet back to hip-width apart. We'll move on to stretching our hamstrings. Take your hands to your hips and step your right foot out in front of you with your heel down and toes up. Bend into your left leg and tilt your upper body forward from the hips. If your hamstrings are particularly tight, you may only tilt slightly forward before you meet resistance, and that's okay. Stay here for about 5 more breaths. Take one more inhale to lift your chest back upright, and exhale as you flatten your right foot to the floor. Keep your right foot where it is, but now step your left foot back slightly behind you. Turn your pelvis to the front, and our intention here is to stretch our left calf. So find a position. You may need to play around here with your foot placement where you feel your calf stretching long. You can even lift and lower your left heel off the ground to further access that calf stretch. Now step your left foot even further behind you, coming onto the ball of your foot in a standing lunge. Check your pelvis is square to the front and your right knee is bent. Try to lower down, sinking further into that right leg while extending the left leg out behind you, pushing through your heel. The intention here is to stretch our left hip flexor and groin. Take one more inhale and exhale. Push off your left foot and come back to standing. Shake out the legs and feet if you need to before we move on to the other side. This time, step your left foot out in front of you, heel down, toes up, and with your hands on your hips, start to tilt your upper body forward until you feel the hamstrings stretch and lengthen in that left leg. Stay here for about 5 more deep breaths. Take one more inhale to lift your chest back upright, and exhale as you flatten your left foot to the floor. Keep your left foot where it is, but now step your right foot slightly back behind you, finding that calf stretch through the right leg. Again, you might like to lift and lower the right heel to find that calf stretch, and just play around with your foot placement here. Moving on to our hip flexor stretch, step your right foot even further behind you, coming up onto the ball of your foot in a standing lunge. Check your pelvis is square to the front and your left knee is stacked over the left ankle. Sink down into your bent knee while you extend your right leg long behind you, pushing into the heel of your foot. Take one more inhale and exhale. Push off your right foot, coming back to standing, and maybe shake out the legs once more. Bring your feet hip-width apart now and cross your right foot behind your left hand on your left hip. Inhale as you raise your right arm overhead and exhale as you bend sideways to the left. You should feel a stretch down your whole right side body, opening the ribs and stretching the obliques. Use your next inhale to lift back to center and exhale as you lower your right arm down beside you. Moving on to the other side, cross your left foot behind your right with your right hand to your right hip. Inhale as you raise your left arm overhead and exhale as you bend over to the right. You want to really push your left hip away from you, so allow your right knee to bend generously here. Use your next inhale to lift up back to center and exhale as you lower your left arm down and uncross your feet. We have one more final stretch. Standing with the feet hip-width apart, inhale as you raise your arms overhead and exhale as you dive forward, allowing your hands to touch the floor if you can. Our intention is to open and stretch our lower back. So if this is too much tension in the hamstrings, bend your knees generously. You might like to hold your arms at the elbows here and rock side to side if it feels good. I'm going to be making a kind of figure 8 motion, and I'm allowing my head to be heavy between my arms. Just do whatever feels good and natural for you here. Find stillness if you have been moving. Release your hands down, and with bent knees, inhale as you very slowly roll upright back to standing, lifting the arms up overhead once more, and exhale as you bring the hands back to heart center in prayer. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bowing forward, Namaste.